Hi, hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to STEMGo. If good morning, if you are indeed in Australia. If not, if you're elsewhere, greetings of the day. Now, this is a show where we bring you some talented guests who share some great material about the things that they do in their businesses that helps them to be more productive, more healthy, more profitable, more wealthy, of course. And so, yes, today's guest, special guest, Scott Mathias, who is a vegan plant-based diet, vegan plant-based chef, sorry, an educator and a good digestive specialist, basically, in terms of helping you to be healthy inside and healthy in terms of what you put into your body, which enables you to be more productive with what you do with your body. So, hi, Scott. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Hi, good to have you. Now, you're down in Sydney right now, but you don't live there ordinarily. Tell us where you normally are.
We're normally on the Sunshine Coast. We're normally in Noosa, but we've just elected to divest ourselves of all acquisitions and take to the road. So yeah, we're just house sitting, and we've become digital nomads, which has thrown up a whole range of very challenges. But nevertheless, it's really just part of the progressive thinking that you can act and respond to that's occurring right now on the planet.
Yes, absolutely stunning. You can be anywhere at any time and still be alive in the world. Yeah. It is incredible. So tell us a little bit about you and what you do. Your story actually is that you kind of for a long time, over 45 years, have suffered with your health, with chronic illness. Tell us a little bit about that in terms of what you've suffered, and then we can talk about where you are now and how that has miraculously changed for you.
Okay, well, look, I was a product of the post-Second World War need to consume. I grew up in New Zealand, so we had a lot of animal products, and I began literally having an aversion to animal products at the age of 8 when my reflux began. Now, you know, most people suffer from some form of digestive issue. In fact, as many as 95% of the entire population, through overconsumption of animal proteins and food generally, as well as stress. And the stress in the last 10 years has become quite palpable. So a lot of people are just crumbling under the impact of stress. So I just spent much of my life searching for answers and actually managing my food, primarily vegetarian and plant-based. I didn't know what a vegan was. I do like plant-based a little bit more because it's more you know, non-specific. It has greater coverage, you know, for population. And I think people are also still trying to work out what a vegan or vegan is. I thought it was a French car for many years until someone said, I think that's what you are. This fast track 11 years ago, a near-death experience one night was in Noosa, and I nearly didn't make it. I was drowning basically in my sleep. I was dreaming someone was actually trying to strangle me. Well, obviously my airflow was being obstructed. Excuse me. And I did wake, and I literally, and I'm not a believer in organized belief systems, but anyway, I said, God, help me. What do I do? Just in my head. And I actually, just in an instant, I did have a response, and that was to just bend over and come back up with a deep breath, and then everything came up. It was a traumatic situation because there's only one person that can heal you, and that's you. Nothing out of a bottle, nothing prescribed can actually heal you. Only you can heal you. Yes, you can set the wheels in motion through powerful and productive choices, and that's the key to the whole thing about developing greater ability to respond, i.e. responsibility. So the next morning, I was guided, literally divinely guided, to Google something. And what came back to me was the answer to all my questions. Inability to break down proteins, yes. Protein malabsorption, yes. And proteolytic enzyme, which goes to the green papaya powder, which I subsequently got hold of, and over a period of 18 months to 2 years, chronic depression disappeared just like that, just switched off, literally switched off.
Wow.
Thyroid balanced itself, the bloating, the reflux, and everything just completely disappeared. Diverticulitis is the other thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Fibromyalgia and arthritic pain. I couldn't get out of bed, or my hands were stiff, bone joints and things like that.
Mm.
And I was about 25 kilos overweight. I was also in quite an unhappy marriage for about 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that, compounded at that particular time. It was like, oh my God, it was like one of those personal development things that it was personally set up for me in that
Sure.
case.
Yep.
And I had to respond, which I did do. And I've never looked back. Now, 4 books later, my first book was Understanding the Divine Gut, which I just began writing. And by the way, any of you out there listening right now, if you just want to write or you feel the urge to be creative, just start writing. Doesn't matter. Don't even worry about a title or chapters. Begin writing, and then you take it from there. And then the Let's Eat Raw recipe book, which was published by New Holland Publishers in Sydney, followed by Raw Vegan Meals, which was a beautiful book. It hasn't had so much PR like the Let's Eat Raw book, but Raw Vegan Meals, just really stunning book, fabulous recipes. And they're all recipes that are all plant-based, but they are recipes for food that look like food you recognize,
Yeah.
And then just a few months ago, my latest book called The Ultimate Gut Fix, which is a bit of history. It's what's known in the trade as a black and white authoritative. So a bit of history about what's going on, a bit of wisdom, and then 80-odd recipes in there. No pictures, but just really fab recipes, both cooked and uncooked. And followed up by more information about the effects of everything from white sugar to sleep deprivation if you're working as a shift worker, drinking colas and things like that, and the impact it has on your body. And that's beginning to gather momentum, and I suggest that probably next year we'll see more of that turn up. It's available in Australia at the moment, The Ultimate Gut Fix, available through Booktopia, and it'll turn up on the Book Depository in the UK probably at the end of this month, which is really fab. And really it's just a collection of everything. Now, in between times, I studied integrative nutrition. I was a journalist for 30 years. I ended up as a business management consultant for one of the then Big Five for Arthur Anderson at the time. And wow, I've just never looked back. Now we just have the Green Papaya business, my partner Claire and I, and we've scaled it down. We're not searching for anything. We're not looking for anything. We're comfortable with what we know. We also know, and this is something for business too, if you really are working at your passion and you actually getting up every day and you're driven by a desire to make a difference on the planet, then know quite comfortably that everything you share with anybody is absolutely perfect for you at the time, and most importantly for them at the time. Yes. So don't be too worried about going, oh, I wonder if I should say that. Just say it. Just share it, because that person who's standing as your reflection right now, they need to hear that. And here we are. Now we're digital nomads. We're on the road. Yeah.
I know, and that just goes to show how you can come from such a bad place. Chronic depression. You can have debilitating physical ailments. That in a sense, a lot of people would have given up and said, this is it. This is it. This is me. This is my life. This is what I am going to be. And yet, you decided that wasn't it. I had to do something. I had to take action in order to make something different happen here, because this isn't what I'm going to settle with. And just that kind of little search on Dr. Google to say, what can I do about this? What can I change about what I'm doing here? Like, what is going on with my body and my head?
A high degree of disenchantment with the system, whether they're organized belief systems or whether it's with something like the health management system, which is really not, it's disease management system. More and more people are waking up to the fact that they can make subtle choices with their food. I've just heard someone ask, what do I eat? So I'll answer. This is my intuition. Look, I start with a bowl of fruit every day. It's really important, a bowl of fruit every day.
Yes.
The simple carbohydrates in there go straight to your brain, and the enzymes in that go to your colon, so you're releasing yesterday's waste. And again, that's part and parcel of the cycle of not holding on to anything which no longer serves you from yesterday.
Sure.
It's really important. So using your food in that context is actually quite magical. And then at lunchtime, usually greens and just simple things. But I'm a flavors guy. In my recipe books, create flavors, make nice food. Don't just think that this is a harsh, punitive sort of direction you've chosen to go in. It's not. It's actually quite beautiful.
I think that's it, Scott, is that a lot of people, because I'm vegan too. I've been vegetarian for decades, but vegan for the last 5 years. And I think a lot of people, when you tell them you're vegan or you're eating a plant-based diet, they kind of, oh, how do you do that? How is that possible? What, are you stuck to it? Seriously? Like they have this kind of negative, this negative image of a vegan. I don't look like one, I'm sure, whatever a vegan's supposed to look like. But the second thing,
you're supposed to have a hump on your back. You're supposed to have something on your back with a vegan. No,
yes,
we're just
big label across my head, vegan. And but they have this idea of a plant-based diet being boring and flavorless and something that you're going to give up at the end of the week because you're just so bored of it. And I've never got bored. In fact, I would say I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life, to be honest. Even just, from being a vegetarian, switching to a vegan, I feel my life is never boring when it comes to food. That's what my life revolves around, is the meals that I cook and the ingredients that I use. So what would you say to people that are struggling right now to think, wow, vegan diet, not sure about that?
Look, just disregard the name or the terminology. Do what's good for your body. If you've got any aches or pains in your body, it's a sign of inflammation. Put living food into this living body of ours. That's the key to the whole thing. Don't put dead food in there. And by the way, the animals obtain their protein from the greens that you can go directly to eat. So just go direct to the greens rather than going out there. Just remove that aspect. It's archaic, it's antique, it's no longer serving humanity at all. The other thing too is just energy. I'm 65 next month and I feel like I'm 35.
Good on you. Good on you.
I really have tremendous amount of energy and no aches or pains. So the other thing too is I have not been sick or had a cold for 10 years. And unfortunately, maybe it's just the stress of getting on the road, but I went out on Noosa River on Friday afternoon and there was a bit of a chill in the air and I didn't take care of myself and bang. And I sort of knew at the time, when you have a hunch that things aren't right, put on a jersey, put on a scarf, look after yourself. But I'm healing really quickly. How do I heal? Just Echinacea Forte. Hit the body with Echinacea Forte and drink plenty of coconut water because that flushes the system, gets rid of the bacteria. And I'm not going to linger in bed and mope around the place. Just get on with life. It's okay.
No, well, I find that it's inevitable. We're humans. You're not going to be immune to everything. And I don't have very many coughs and colds, but when I teach a lot and I'm teaching away a lot and I'm on my aeroplanes and I'm in rooms with people who are coughing and spluttering everywhere. No matter how healthy you are, you're not going to be immune to everything. But I think the key there that you just said is the ability to recover very, very fast when you're healthy and you're looking after yourself really, really well. And that's what matters in business, is that, I see a lot of people that are very ill all the time with lots of coughs and infections and things. And that's not really going to be great in terms of doing productive things in your business, because you're not going to feel great in terms of, your energy levels are not going to be high.
I think also the whole thing around clarity of thought. And I think it's really important to focus on really good quality information. I went through, prior to this little thing, a bit of head clag last week. I call it head clag. There's so much information around, and I was just looking at things and participating in things and doing writing and blog pieces and things like that. And I really believe right now, just get rid of the television. Certainly television news and any of the rubbishy stuff.
Oh, yes. I can't agree more with you on that one.
Go to Netflix and pick up some good docos and look at some of the food things, look at Cowspiracy and look at What the Health, things like that. And just digest, because that external intake of nutrients for your lifestyle is just as important. And that's the basis of integrated nutrition. So what you're taking in externally is just as important to take in internally. The food you eat is just one thing, but also how you think and how you feel and how you relate to the world, And I think also I've become a calmer and less attached individual. It's really, really wonderful. It's a wonderful experience. But then I've got a great partner who, and wonderful friends around me. And by the way, the friends filter out as well. You only start you go from sort of this number to this number, and then all of a sudden you're down to about 3 really quality friends. I've got beautiful, beautiful friends.
Yes, it's the quality, not the quantity, isn't it, Scott? That's what matters.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure. We've got a few people joining us today. Hello, Carol. Hello, hello. So Carol Carter, Sunny Love. Is that your real name? That's a beautiful name. Saying that we both look healthy as vegans. We do. I think so. I think you have a healthy glow as a vegan. Yes, get some.
I know those people on the left there. And Carol has a great.
Carol. She says get some green fire powder.
She's a gem. And Carol, I just have to say to you again, once again, congratulations on making the changes that you've made, and living the reformation of this. You know, and age means nothing now. Sure. You've put your history behind you, and you're just going ahead and just taking a deep breath every day, knowing that today is the most important time of your life, because today determines if you make it through to tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. What you put in, you can only be as good as what you put in, guys. And, you know, thanks so much, Scott, for joining us today and sharing your story and your journey about, you know, where you've been, which is a pretty kind of harsh place, and where you are today, the healthiest you feel ever, mentally and physically, and, you know, living the life you want to live and doing the things you want to do. And it's astonishing the kind of productivity you've had in terms of your writing and creating this great business that you've got and helping so many people with the diet and the kind of the material that you're putting out there and the education that you're doing on this.
We're the messengers, and both Claire and I work with people daily, and even Sunny Love, she's actually one of our team, and the responsibilities are growing.
I love the name.
It's fabulous because she has her own crew, which is really neat, and you know, people learn more and more about this, and then they want to share that information because you know, when there's a micro macro thing, when you heal your own body, you're healing the planet.
Yeah.
See, this is it. People are still eating the meat and doing really, really horrible things with food and animals, and expecting the planet just to heal itself like that. Well, it doesn't work like that. You have to heal your body, and then your space begins to clarify. It becomes more not just about ethics and things like that, but it just becomes clearer. And that's the planet we want. We want something that's based on, you know, love, care, and compassion. And if you have love for yourself, you have love for others. Care for yourself, care for others. Compassion for yourself and compassion for others. And that's the relationship that we have with the planet. You know, it's awesome.
Absolutely. Love, care, and compassion. 3 words, guys. Let them stick in your mind. Because they do.
Take it to business, you know. And by the way, you know, I've had failures in life. You know, some massive, some minor. And the other thing too is you can pick and choose who you want to work with in your network now, or who you want to do business with. And if someone's not being upfront and honest with you, just say, I'm sorry, but this is not going to work, and have the courage. Don't think it's going to change, because it doesn't change. Or if it does, it changes too late and you've gone down the gurgler, you know?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So Sunny Love, yes. She became passionate about the message that Scott and Claire were putting out in the SM world. It's our duty to help others become healthy. And of course, we are healthy. We become more motivated and productive. So true, Sunny. That is so true. We do.
I feel quite moved by her comments. So that's
really nice. Yeah. Well, you know, this is going to get a lot more comments than it, because I'm going to share this around social media today, and it's going on YouTube. It's going to be repurposed everywhere, because I want to get this message out. Scott,
can I say one thing finally? That you know, a lot of people talk about getting off the grid and not working for the man any longer. Well, you can, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to go into the desert or go into the bush and things like that. It's a philosophical and conscious thing. And this is the key to future life on the planet, because when you begin to change your consciousness and, you know, with the love, care, and compassion, things change around you. They really do. They have for me, they have for Claire and I, they have for Sunny and Carol. Things are changing so dramatically. So it really does work. And the other thing is, ask questions. If you don't know what to do first, ask. Ask it of you, or ask it of me, or ask it of Sunny or Carol or whoever. Ask questions and do your searching, because it isn't necessarily going to drop into your lap. You know, the God scheme, the God program wants you to go searching and find out these things for yourself. Because when you find these things out, you know, your elevated consciousness, it just increases so much faster.
Yeah, and there is so much information out there. You know, I think sometimes people it can find it overwhelming, but I think with what I like about these great shows that I'm doing here is that I'm getting people on that are living the life that they're talking about. They're not just talking the talk; they're actually doing what they're professing to know about. You know what I mean?
Listen,
And that
I
makes
offer
such
free
the difference.
Absolutely. Look, I offer a small free consultation on my website, gutfixwith2x's.com.
Yeah,
And then you can buy longer times. We can do a complete health analysis. But the
sure.
basis of that is sweeping the decks clean and starting from afresh. And one of my favorite sayings is, can you imagine for a second that you had no history, that you have no history in this life? So if you're 39 years old, from 0 to 39 to this moment, how would it feel? And almost 100% of the time, my clients say, wow, that would be amazing. And I said, what did you feel when you said that? Oh, just a sense of relief, a palpable sense of relief and relaxation. I said, that's the feeling you need to bring up daily in every moment. And just release the need to continue to run the patterns and things like that. Question yourself, why am I continuing to respond like this? And even at this stage, Claire and I will bounce off each other, and even Sunny, you know, why do we need to continue to respond like that? Change the response mechanism. And if you're not sure how to respond, then do nothing, but just sit in the notion that you can be healed yourself. You can heal yourself in an instant just by changing your mind.
All right, absolutely, for sure. I think, yes, reflection, self-reflection, not jumping into things too quick, and actually kind of acknowledging what you and your body needs. And talking to some great guys like you who've got some education in terms of what that does to your mind and your body. Oh, it's been stunning talking to you. I'm really glad we met on LinkedIn.
I know.
Sorry,
I noticed that you're involved in NLP now. A lot of people say, "Oh my God, what the hell's that?" But that programming thing is so profound. I mean, it's part of the inculcation and brainwashing of humanity. And you know what? One of the most amazing things about humanity is they're scared out of their wits of cults, 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 and they've come and gone over the years, and people have trashed themselves inside communes and things like that in cults. But you know, the human race is just one bloody cult. It's an enormous cult that everybody has agreed to believe, some sort of consensual belief system. And it's led humanity down this dark rabbit hole, so that people are just like that. You know, if you step outside of it, they'll shoot you or stab you. This has happened for centuries. You know, going back from a religious point of view, when the religious zealots, you know, said, if you don't believe what that we're espousing, then I'm sorry, we're going to have to kill you. Which is like bizarre. It's like crazy. But there's similar threats like that right now. So please do not be afraid to just question everything now. Say, I don't think so anymore. That doesn't feel right. No thanks. I don't want the proton pump inhibitors. I'd rather do this naturally or by using food. And you can. I mean, I'm living proof of that. I wouldn't be here now if I unfortunately didn't have that experience, but I wouldn't be here now had I not found that green papaya powder, you know. And bringing the heart and the head together, it's really important, you know. And that head and belly thing is really important. I mean, this is the second brain of the body, and it actually, this is where the gut feeling comes from. This is intuitive thing. It's very, very, very powerful. Great in business, great in life, and great for friendships, everything, you know.
Absolutely. Stunning. Well, I hope you have a productive day, whatever you're going to get up to today. Where can people, you've mentioned a few of your places, a few of your books. Is there anything else you want to mention right now that people, where people can get hold of you in terms of?
Well, I mean, on Facebook, Scott Mathias Raw. It's still the RAW. My name's Scott Mathias, Mathias RAW Raw, and Gutfix with 2 X's. .com, and also Gutfix Education. We set up an education site which Sunny, with her training and her NLP experience, is actually helping us to tidy up. There's tremendous content in there about how to recognize things that are going on with the physical body. And Gutfix Education is you pay a nominal fee to get in, but the investment is worth it, because, you know, the cost of illness runs into the tens of thousands of dollars. You cannot afford to get any longer. amazing. This is why health is your wealth and wealth is your health.
Absolutely. Good message to end on. Thanks so much for joining us, Scott. Have a great day, and I'll catch up with you again soon.
Yeah,
Bye
thanks,
for
Karen.
now.
Bye, everybody.
Well, what can I say? Scott said it all. Look after your health, you look after your wealth. And you know that you can't put a price on health. You know, it's all you've got. Ultimately, if you boil it down to the bare bones, the bare basics, your health is all you've got, and it is so important. It's so precious. And I would say definitely check out some of Scott's stuff. I'm going to put the links on the show notes after the show. And what I would say is, yes, connect with him, catch up with what he's doing, and take him up on that free offer of a little consultation to see if there's anything that you can do better in your life. You know, there's so many, I think he said 95% of people have some kind of digestive illness or gut-related illness. That's a pretty huge statistic, right? So if you're suffering, do not suffer any longer. There are things you can do about it. So right now, I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to see you again sometime soon, very soon. I do these shows 10:15 every Wednesday and Thursday mornings. So please do join us and come and see some terrific guests who create some terrific content for you and your business. So bye for now. See you again soon. All the best.